Hello, so I was going to show you how to make Falconry jesses braided the opposite direction, so we can end with a nice big button up here. To do this, we're going to need cord. I'm going to use yarn. We're going to need a little disc of leather with a nice big hole in the middle. This is simply for reinforcement, so at the end I will pull this through and it will help reinforce the knot, and it will make it slightly bigger, so there's no chance of it slipping through the eyelets I have in my Falconry shoes. Whoop! It's optional. I like it. We're going to need a pair of tweezers for pulling things through. Pair of scissors, obviously. A little bit of super glue. And my faithful clamps. To do this, I have taken a little loop here and I have duct taped it to the table. I have already shown you how to do the 8-strand braid, and I will assume that you know how to do the regular 3-strand braid. That is upside down. So you take left one, go over to the middle, right one to the middle, left one to the middle, right one to the middle, left one to the middle. I assume you know how to do this. Yeah, and this is only for demonstration purposes. I have no need to braid an actual jess for this, because I don't know what I need the next time, so I'm not going to waste any materials. So this is only to show you how to make these. I'm not going to make an actual one this time. Okay, we're ready. 3 strands. I've made one in purple, 2 in yellow, only so you can follow the pattern easier. We will thread these through. Whoop! Nice and long. There we go. Here we will do, you can see 1, 2, 3. Yep. It's exactly the same as the 4-strand braid, only we will go under the hand, and below everything, up through 1, 2 here, and back to the other hand. The first thing we'll start with is the little nub at the end, the little pull tab. It's to make it easier to loosen the jesses when in the field and your fingers are cold or wet or slimy with blood. Outmost, under 1, 2, up before the 3rd, around and back. And I'm just going to do this real quick. It's just a few stitches. 1, 2, back. 1, 2, back. The trick with using 2 different colors is that you can always keep track. See, this one is back on the outside, this one is not back on the outside yet, but when I take this last stitch, we're back where we started. Yep. So we're going to do the loops next, and for this we'll take we need to grip this one and put it through, but instead we will leave it over there, take the outmost and leave it over there. Take the outmost, leave it over there. Take the outmost and leave it on the other side. Yeah, you can see I have detailed this on my other video. Clamp down one hand. This is the regular 3-stranded braid. Down, 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 down. Remember to uncoil every once in a while. Up, down, down. There we go. This is the end of our loop. This is however long we want it. We're going to clamp down 2 of them, leave the 3rd one alone, doesn't matter. Take the other hand, and we will once more go braidy, braidy, braidy. we will purposely make it longer so that we can come back here. We can come back to there. Whoop, and we can unbraid this. Oops, there we go. We can unbraid this. Whoop, there we go. Now we have the pink on the inside. So we can see that they're the same length. We will take the pinks and make them swap places. Whoop, there we go. This will pull the, whenever I pull on my hands, it will pull the sides of the end of the loop towards each other. There we go. And then we will go braid again, under 2, up there, and back to the old hand. Off with you. Under 2, and up through the other hand. And I will braid this a lot. I will braid a bit, and then I will come back and we will, yeah, then you just braid however long you want the Jess, and when we get to the desired length, we will do the knot. I'll just pause this and braid a bit. Okay, so I did the braiding. It's a little longer now, just because I wanted to. I've also moved it a bit so it's easier to see what I'm doing with my hands, and I might want to move it a bit more, I see. But first we will end the braid. We have the pink on the outside, and we will go behind, leave it on the other side, behind, leave it on the other side, and we will do that twice. There we go. Now we have there we go. Now we have 2 yellows, 1 pink, or lilac, 2 level yellow, 1 pink. And we're going to put the yellows together and do the squared loop. I don't know what it's called. It probably has a fancy name, but I do not know it. Over there, and this one down there. And we will just tighten it ever so gently. Whoop. Pull everything nice and tight to close the braid. And this will be easier with nylon cord than with wool yarn. Well, that's the price of me being lazy and not wanting to do another pair of nylon just as right now. There we go. Nice and tight. Now the braid won't unravel. Now we will take one of the double cords and cut it down. Whoop. And if this was nylon, I would use my trusty lighter to melt down the end. Off with you. There and there. I would melt those down, but this is not nylon, so no need for that. And the last step we need to do is to, well, now we can cut off the little loop up here. The loop is still going through very much. Now we can very carefully pull out this one and dab a bit of glue on here. It will secure the end and make sure there is no accidental unraveling. I have not yet figured out how to prevent it from unraveling by tightening onto itself. Sometimes I do it by accident, but I don't know how to do it. But just dab a little bit of super glue on the first couple of loops and make sure that you don't stick your fingers together. Yep, I will just cut here in case I need to redo this shot. Alright, last step, the button on top. First we fold these up and grab them and hold onto them for dear life. Whoop, there we go, a nice little flower. Now we need to take each of these and put it over one, under one, and up. So pink goes over yellow, under pink, and up. We go over yellow, under pink, and up and out of the way. Then we go backwards. We take the next one, go away with you. Over, under, up. So over, under, up. Over, under, up. And we do this all the way around. So we take the next one, we go over, under, up, reach. And the final one over here, we go, it needs to get up here, and we need to go, well, that was new, we need to go all the way over here, reach, there we go. The last third one here, he had twisted his way around, but this one, this yellow, he ends down here, and he goes over the pink, under the yellow, and up. Right. And if we tighten it a bit, we will have something that looks like this. Nice little twirl. Now we need the pliers. There we go. We need to go we have this guy, and he goes down parallel with the next one, over one and under one. So over one, under one. And we do this all the way around. Over one, under one. Which, grab the next one. It's this guy. He goes parallel, he comes up. Yellow, the pink here comes up next to yellow here. He goes parallel with the yellow that comes out of the central knot, and he goes over one and under one. So he goes in here. Oh, let me move my fingers. He goes in there. Which we'll grab the next one and show as well. It's this yellow. He goes out parallel with the one he's coming up right next to. He comes up right next to this one. He goes parallel with it, over one, and into the loop. And another one. And yeah, now we look like this. And we will always keep the yellows opposite and the pinks opposite. I will just tighten this one up a bit. As you do this with nylon cord, you should be aware that you don't tighten too much, because it will make the final parts trickier. There we go. Okay. Now we will start with this yellow. We have a yellow cross right here. One there, one there. If I push this a bit, you can see it's a cross. We have the yellow one there and the yellow one crossing. We need to go over two and up through the cross. So I will reach down underneath the cross, and I will grab a hold of the one I want, and I will pull it up. The next one as well, it's the pink. Then we will follow the same direction, and we will find the cross. It's right there. So we need to go over two, 1, 2, and under the cross. So go down here and come up here. To do that, I will go through the opposite direction and grab a hold of my string and pull it through. There we go. And I will do that with the next one as well. Here's the cross. If we move this one, you can see it. We have the yellows crossing each other, so I go down from the knot. I will go down through and under the cross and grab the yellow. Pull it through. The last one is the last pink. Here's the cross. We go under the cross and grab our string. Whoop. And we have all the threads poking up right by the knot. The final step is to get each of these over the next one, and down. So I will come up from underneath, right next to, we have the yellow one going out from the central knot here. And this is the pink one that needs to go over that one and down. So I will go in from underneath the knot, right alongside the jess, and up right next to the one I want. And I will grab the yellow one and pull it down. All the way down. There we have it. Oops, where did you go? There it is. I'll just pull it down and out of the way. This button cannot be over tightened. I will explain later. This one again, I come up right next to the yellow. Come up right next to the yellow. Here's the tweezer. Here's the yellow. And here's the pink that come up right next to the yellow. It needs to go down over the yellow. There we have it. And up next to the pink. I go up next to the pink. And I take the yellow that's right next to it. And I pull it down. And finally the last pink. I will go up. I will go up right through. There is an easy access. There shouldn't be anything in the way for me to just go right up through the knot and grab the remaining tail and pull it down. There we have it. Now we just need to tighten it, and we do this by grabbing each of these. Hold one finger on top of the central knot and 2 fingers underneath, and just pull each thread gently, 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 gently. You cannot over tighten this knot. And then we just go backwards through the knot. Whenever we find a big loop, we have a big loop here. This is a big loop. I will follow it. It goes up here. If I pull this one, it will tighten. Oh, I just got off camera there for a second, sorry. We need to tighten, and we do that by finding the big loops. We have a big loop right here of yellow. It's pretty tight on this side, but I need to tighten it the same direction. So I go up and I find the right loop to pull on. If I pull this, the other one will disappear. The other one will tighten. And we just follow it nice all around. We follow it, follow it, follow it, follow it, until it goes down into the loop. And I can just pull this one gently. This is the remaining tail. And it will tighten. There we go. I'll see if I can speed up this clip and you can just follow me tightening it. But seriously, it's just grab each loop, pull gently, pull each one, each step, forwards, 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 always going in the same direction. Pull up here and pull down there. This way you should slowly tighten it. You need to always keep the thing flat, because we don't want a big button at the end. I will just, speed this one up a bit. So now everything is tightened. So all that's left for me to do is to cut off each of the tails underneath, and of course melt the ends carefully. Get here, tricky little one. Whoop. When you have the entire button, be careful not to pull it this way or that, because it will go wherever you push it until you use super glue. You glue the entire thing very carefully, one dot at a time. I'm not sure what will happen if I do this too. This wool yarn, but let's try. My super glue is stuck. My super glue is stuck. Doesn't matter. Drop it carefully a little bit at the time until the entire front is wet with glue. Don't soak it, just put it gently. Then you do the sides, and finally you do the back side. This will keep the threads from being pulled loose by a picking bird. The last thing you do is you take your little leather knob, push your tail through, and just pull it all the way up to the bottom. And it will reinforce and keep everything strong and neat, and you can use these for years, as I showed in the last video. One last thing, there is a billion different ways to make these knots. This is called the scented rose knot. There are literally hundreds of different ways of making these knots, but I will put a couple of links in the description below that shows how I learned to do them. That's it. Hope you enjoyed. Hope this is a bit of help to somebody out there.